Puppy Power!
Communists and Scrappy-Doo in Scooby-Doo 2002 this summer.
Everybody started this year. I remember Zombie Island, huh? The number one Scooby movie of all time. You remember this one right here? You hear the screeching of the owls. You hear the wind begin to howl. Zombies on the prowl. 'Cause it's terror time again, Scoob. Oh boy. And then of course Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. Remember that, the Hex Girls? Oh my gosh, it went like this. I'm a Hex Girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you. And I'm gonna put a spell on you. I'm a Hex Girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you. We're gonna put a spell on you. And then of course Scooby and Shaggy fall in love with alien invaders. You remember that, Crystal? I met my chance, a girl in bell-bottom pants, and she likes to say, groovy. She came out of the blue, and in an instant I knew everything would be groovy. For her I'd climb a mountain, swim the deepest ocean. I'd even help her shopping is the depth of my devotion. Even me, a dream come true. She's even got a doggy for Scooby-Doo. How groovy, just us two, so groovy. Don't forget Scooby-Doo. Groovy, our love will never be blue. And then of course we wrote this one for a DVD extra. Stuck in traffic in Christmas about 20 years ago. Here's the story of it all. Well, they started off small, solving mysteries and all. Back then, those days were late. But Daphne's daddy pitched in. That's how it all began for Mystery Inc. and the Mystery Machine. Welcome to Coolsville. You're in Coolsville. Coolsville, USA. There's nothing to fear. Scooby-Doo is here to help chase the monsters away. Like, I don't know about you, Scoob, but like right here in Corpus Christi, man, they got it going on. Lots of food. Yeah, lots of food. Yeah, like, welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. And we hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Scoob, are you ready? Well, I'm ready, man. Well, Fred, Velma, Daphne, they're all best friends. And Shaggy has a funny walk. But they all became stars, putting ghouls behind bars when they met up with a dog, the guitar. Well, welcome to Coolsville. You're in Coolsville. Coolsville, USA. There's nothing to fear. Scooby-Doo is here to help chase the monsters away. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now. You know we got a mystery to solve. Scooby-Doo, get ready for your act. Don't hold back. And Scooby-Doo, if you come through, you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack. What? That's a fact. And then the train rolled into the station, and this package got thrown out on the deck. Scooby and Shaggy were sitting over here, all of a sudden popping out of the box. Hi, Uncle Scooby. I'm Scrappy-Doo. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, yes, Uncle Scoob. Let me at him. I'll rock him. I'll sock him. I'll give him a big dose of puppy power. All right. Well, this is the long unedited. Using the backup track this time. All right. Da-da-da-da-da-da, puppy power. Looking for you. I'll sing it. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are ya? Okay. I think we're good with it. This is why I edited this thing in the normal version. Here we go. How many remember this one? Take you back to 1981. We got it all together. Listen, Scooby-Doo, we're coming after you. What's new, Scooby-Doo? One more time. What's the Scooby-Doo? Coming after you. Gonna solve that mystery. What's the Scooby-Doo? Coming after you. What's new, Scooby-Doo? Oh, let's take you down to Hanna-Barbera Lane. Yabba-dabba-doo. Flintstones, eat the Flintstones. Yabba-dabba-dabba-doo. I'm telling you right now, Bonnie, everybody in Corpus Christi Comic Con. Tonight we're going bowling. Betty and Bam Bam. And of course, Yogi Bear is smarter than the average bird. That's because I'm always in the neighbor's hair. I'll find a picnic basket and you'll find me there.
Now that's because he's smarter than the average bear.
Okay, Yogi, put down those picnic baskets. Oh, yeah, boo-boo-boo. That's Mr. Ranger.
Yeah, right. We better go, Yogi.
Yeah, wait up there, Yogi. Bring back those picnic baskets. I'm out of here. Yeah, come on, boo-boo.
Wait for me, Yogi. Oh, and then of course, hi. This is Roy Jetson, you know, and I'm only 6 years old because I'm a cartoon character, right, Astro?
That's right, Marge. Call boy.
Stop that, Astro. You're slobbering all over me.
Rory.
This is Papa Smurf. Careful, guys. No blue humor. Everybody sing along with me. Oh, fa la 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 la, certain happy song. Fa la 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 la. Oh, it's all day long. And hey, what's up, Don? This is Mom's money. Ain't I a stinking? Hey, Foghorn. I said, pay attention, boy. I said, you see that little house over there? Says D-O-G. That spells chicken. Go get a dog. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish, cause I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish, cause I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. People always ask me, is there a character that you adore? Maybe not voice, but wanted to make you be a voiceover artist. I used to skip school to see this guy. Why aren't there so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So it's been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. It's so good, Kermit. Oh, thanks for speaking. How many remember this? And there you have it. The 40 biggest hits in the USA is ranked by Billboard magazine. We count it down each weekday right here. American Top 40s heard in the 50 states and around the world on great radio stations like WLS, Rock in Chicago, and of course WYAK in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I'm Casey Kasem. Doing this next week, we'll do it all over again. Until we meet again, keep your feet on the ground and keep waiting for the stars. American Top 40 is heard in the film. All right. How many remember the TV show Baywatch? So my buddy Jimmy Jameson was a dear friend of mine. He was the lead singer. Hey, we co-wrote this song together. It's a long story, but anyway, it's something I hold close to my heart. I helped write some of the lyrics of this song, and the greatest syndicated TV show of all time. Some people stand in the darkness, afraid to step into the light. Some people need to help somebody. The edge of surrender's inside. Don't you worry, it's gonna be alright.
so hard it seems. When instinct is stronger than reason, it's just human nature to me. Don't you worry, it's gonna be alright. 'Cause I'm always there too, I won't let you out of my sight. One more time, here we go. I said, I'll be ready, I'll be ready. Never you fear, oh don't you fear. I'll be ready, ever and always. I'm always here, forever and always. I'm always here. Stay tuned for Baywatch next on CBS. And that's my little show that I like to work people and take it down a little history there. So thank y'all for coming. I'll see you later.
Y'all give it up for Scott Enos, y'all. Was that amazing or what? I was singing along for every single song. So I didn't get to properly feel like introduce you. I want to give you guys to put your hands together for the incredibly talented Scott Enos, award-winning on-air personality, and the voice of so many beloved characters that we love. One in point, I would say Scooby and Shaggy. We're gonna have a couple of Q&A with a little bit of Q&A with Scott, but y'all give it up for Scott, right?
Like, yeah, thank you guys. We do appreciate it. Who brought the food? Yeah. Anyway,
That was incredible.
I feel like I'm on, what's her name? Who's the girl that, whose show is it now that's all real hot, the talk show? What's her name?
Oh, God, was it? Oh, Jennifer Hudson?
Well, not Jennifer Hudson, but what's the girl that was in E.T. too?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew
show.
Barrymore.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the girl that won Idol. What's her name? Carrie.
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson. See, I got it. I don't
If
know.
you want, I can do the Drew Barrymore like.
Oh yeah.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi.
And then I'm gonna do what all the stars do. They go, "You're in my space. You're really in my space."
Like cross my legs.
I know. I keep waiting for her to jump on somebody's lap.
I know.
She has done that.
I know. Well, Scott, that was incredible. You guys, I cannot believe we just witnessed that. That was absolutely incredible. I was singing along to every single song. There's a lot of nostalgia wrapped up in you, sir, and it makes my day to see something like that, and for all of us to kind of feel that. I was hearing people singing along. I was seeing a lot of phones out. Very cool, Scott.
I appreciate that. The hardest thing for me is when I go home each evening figuring out who I'm gonna be. Because it's, my wife always says, "Who's it tonight?" I'm like, "Hey, it's me, Jack. Who would you like tonight, honey?" She's like, "I'm thinking more of Johnny Carson." "Why, this Johnny?" "Yeah." I gotta tell you, I'm looking to do Johnny. Hello, Americans, I'm Paul Harvey. You know what the news is. In a minute, you're going to hear the rest of the story. So
When did you first realize you could do this?
I just would pick up stuff as a kid. I just would mimic things. Like I got into radio at a young age, and I was in charge of running American Top 40 with Kasem, so I learned how to do Shaggy, right? Because Casey did Shaggy, and then when I figured that out, I put the two and two together. But I first learned how to do Casey. "Oh, listener rights, dear Casey." The program director at the time says, he goes, "Look, run the show, don't talk." Okay. Well, I'm 13 years old, I want to talk.
13? Did you
So
know that?
he tells me, he says, he was being sarcastic. He said, "Unless you can sound like Casey Kasem, do not crack that mic." And I'm like, okay. Well, guess I better learn how to do Casey Kasem. So I started listening to American Top 40. "Oh, listen. And now hear listener rights, dear Casey." So when they would be going over the top of the hour, I'd crack that mic and go, "Popular blood forecast, partly cloudy with high 72, now back to KLID, and blah, 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 and American," hotline rings. He goes, "How'd you get him to do that?" I go, "Well, that was me." He goes, "Oh." I said, "You said not to crack the mic unless I could sound like Casey Kasem, so what do you think?" He goes, "I said, I'm good, dude." I said, yeah, so anyway, that's how I first got to crack the mic. And then I learned it.
How old again?
I was like 13, 14.
Can you believe this?
And then I was running, Paul Harvey, and I would just sit there and I'd listen to him drag out that yeah. And I just started mimicking him to be funny, and I started going, "Oh, that sounds pretty good." Hey, hello, Americans, I'm Paul Harvey. You know what the news is in a minute. And then I used to, a few years back, I was running Rush Limbaugh. his program. And, greetings, conversationalists all across the fruited plains. This is Rush on the EIB Radio Network, talent on loan from God. I was talking to Bob the other day about the Clintons, and we were talking, and you gotta have your paper, your sound effect of the paper, but he said, I gotta tell you, so I learned how to do that. So I just listen, hi, well, this is Rick Dees on the weekly Top 40 Countdown. So I just exaggerate people's.
Well, and I love the radio background. I actually share a little bit of that with you myself.
Listen on Imus on the morning WAM. Basic.
K99, Z101. I have a buddy of mine out here. He's my ex-coworker. I'm not with the radio station anymore, but I did work for Clear Channel iHeart for many years. And we have one of my co-workers out there. This is a Jeff Hidman DeWitt, and he's on a couple of radio stations here in town. Yeah. So when I saw him walk in, I was like, oh, dude, this is going to be great. Because I feel like we do, as in radio, I think I would assume it lended itself.
Radio got me everything exactly. that I have in my life. I love radio. I would never give up radio in a world. So I love doing voiceover stuff and radio and that's what led me to get the voices of Scooby and Shaggy. I was in radio, I was doing the night show, and I wanted to start interviewing some of these people that did the voices, but I didn't know how to get their home numbers or set up an interview. But I thought, okay, so I could call Hanna-Barbera in California. This is before cell phones or anything, so you're like looking it up, called, what was it, 411, Los Angeles, California. Give me Hanna-Barbera Studios. So they'd give me the number, and so what I did to get these numbers is I didn't know if this would work, but I was pretty sure. So I called out there, and it's like, Hanna-Barbera, this is Julie speaking, how can I tell you? I said, Julie, I'm so sorry, I got the wrong number. She says, it's quite okay. Hang up, wait 30 minutes. Hanna-Barbera, hi, Julie, Casey, how are you? Oh, hi, Mr. Kasem. I'm trying to get a hold of Don Messick's number. I got a party, and I don't know what I did, but she goes, let me get it for you. Okay. No, that's how she gave me the number. So she gave me that number, and I go, you wouldn't happen to have Dawes Butler's number too, would you? Well, she gives me that one. So I started with that, and so I called Dawn, and they'd be like, hi, is Dawn Messick? Dawn, Scott and this KLID Radio, Poplar Bluff. Like, this station's big, get over 1,001 AM, we don't even get around the block. And he's like, oh, hi, Scott. And I said, listen, I was talking to my dear friend Casey Kasem, he's in radio, we do a lot of radio stuff together. He said, he gave me your number, if you don't mind. I'd like to interview. We're doing a whole segment on voiceover. Oh, this is great. I'd love to do it. So I'm interviewing Don Messick. And I said...
Who, by the way, in case anyone doesn't know, is the voice of Scooby, the original voice of Scooby-Doo.
He also did like Boo Boo, and he would do... him and Dawes Butler were the two voiceover guys for Hanna-Barbera for years. And so we do a great interview, and I hang up, and he goes, Scott, if there's anything I can ever do for you. I said, yeah. I said, I'd like to get... I've lost Casey's number. I don't know. I mean, I just had it right here, and he goes, oh, let me just give it to you. It's if 517, I'm writing this down, right? So I get Casey's, and he goes, you need anything else? You got June Foray's number on you too? So I wanted, oh yeah, June would love that. So he gets me June Foray. It was Rocky the Flying Squirrel and a lot of others. So I'm like a whole week calling all these people, getting all their numbers. So that's how I did it, and manipulation, but sometimes.
Hey, I mean, you used your talent.
Well, here's the deal. It always goes back in life, how bad do you want it? And I try to teach kids in school now. I said, people are going to tell you no all your life. You have to stick your foot in the door and be willing to take no, and don't take no for an answer, okay? I was in the 7th grade. I was walking past KLID every day, and I'd come home from school, and I'd walk in, and I'd go, I'm here for my job. And I'm 13 years old, and the GM of the radio station was like, hey, Scott, we love you, buddy. You're 13. We can't hire you. I mean, I'm like, okay. So he goes, well, go back, get you some coffee and some donuts or whatever you want here. Every day I'd stop off. Here for my job. Boy, I tell you, you're relentless. I did this for 7 months. I walked in one day, and he goes, dude, you are relentless. I goes, I can't hire a 13-year-old kid. I mean, look, I can't hire you unless you're willing to. I mean, take the trash out, clean up the station on Sundays. And I go, okay, what time do I start? So I started doing that for him, and Skipper T was doing the nights on. Well, he was working all Sunday, and he hated working Sunday, so he was teaching me how to run American Top 40 and how to do the board, and he would end up letting me do it on the sly, and he would go home, literally, like 3 blocks down the road, he'd go home. He'd go, no, look, kid, if you get just call me. I'm about to be down. so I would run the whole church programming and everything. And so, long story short, the boss comes in one day and he says, Skip's sick. He goes, you wouldn't know how to run the board, do you? And I go, oh, better than Skip. And he goes, really? And I go, yeah, I've kind of been doing it for 3 months. He goes, really? He goes, okay, you're up. This is your shot. And dude, I never looked back, and that's how I got in. But yeah, so.
And then years later, now we have an award-winning On Your Personality, winner of, and it's a big deal, I know Jeff will feel me on this, Hitman, the Marconi Award for On Your Personality of the Year, along with, I believe,
the highest award in radio, the Marconi. Yeah.
It is incredible the award-winning work you have done over the years. I'm talking about a span of.
These are so big awards that my wife uses them as doorstops. I'm not making this up. I came home the other day and we're moving and everything, and she's got doors open, letting the air all come out. And I walked in and I went, "Is that my Marconi?" She goes, "It is. It's a great doorstop, man. It's perfect. The wind doesn't blow it down." And I go, "And that's the CMA award. Wow. I'm glad that they're used for something now, you know." I'm like, when your wife, my wife couldn't care less who I am. And she's like, I can tell her right now I'm going to be on the Tonight Show. And she'd be like, all right, well, don't forget to take the trash out before you go. Don't you want to go? No. I just do not want to go be on the Tonight Show.
Well, that led to so many other opportunities for you, which again, we got to see that showcase for ourselves right here on the stage. I'm just going to name a few of some of which you did on the stage just a little while ago, which is Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, Scrappy-Doo, Popeye, Fred Flintstone, Barney Rubble, Foghorn Leghorn, Bugs Bunny, Yogi Bear, and one of my personal favorites, Captain Caveman, which I didn't get to hear you do here.
That's hard, you know. I scream that, Captain Caveman, all that stuff. And then there's Heavens to Murgatroyd. This is Snagglepuss. What's going on? I'll tell you, stage exit left, I'm out of here. And there's so many of those. That Wally Gator, I love my Everglades. I like to get clean instead of dirty sometimes. And stuff like that. So there's been a lot of them, Hey, Mr. Flintstone. Some of the, Arnold the Paperboy, it's all he ever said. Hey, Mr. Flintstone. Hey there, Arnold. So sometimes little one-liners and stuff.
Guys, real quick, if you have any questions for Scott, there is a mic stand right there. You feel free to line up starting now, and we'll start taking a couple of questions. So feel free to line up if you have questions for Scott. But Scott, I got to tell you, what was it like? Because it does feel sort of like passing the torch. Casey Kasem was wildly known not only for the America's Top 40, but as the originator of Shaggy, the voice of Shaggy.
He also did Robin on the Super Friends. Holy jeepers, Batman! Right, Robin, we got to get out of here. Gosh, Batman, you talk awful slow. I get more TV time when I do that. He does.
Were you intimidated at all? I want to specifically say, because I heard you say it, you had some big paws to fill. Were you intimidated by taking the mantle, not just from Casey, but also from Don Marconi?
Don
Messick.
Yes, those are big paws. Anytime, Casey Kasem, when you tell that I was the one that took the places of those guys, and those are big paws to fill. think about it. Casey freaking Kasem, Dawes, Butler, Mel Blanc, all of these people were just iconic. And for little old me, Scott Ennis, chubby guy, at Baton Rouge, Louisiana, from Poplar Bluff, Missouri, stepping into these things. People were waiting for me to fail. And, I went out full blazing and gave it 150%. The next thing I know, I'm in Hanna-Barbera Studios with Adrienne Barbeau, who I just had dinner with last week, and Adrienne Barbeau, Mark Hamill, all these people, and I'm sitting there voicing the greatest, what I didn't know at the time, would become the greatest Scooby-Doo movie of all time, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. And, in life, let me tell you something, people ask me how I became the voice of Shaggy. I was already doing Scooby. So nobody would listen to it. I'd keep throwing the Shaggy out there, and they're like, that's good. Okay, read the Scooby line. I'm like, okay, well. So I went back to Baton Rouge, and I got a call from Cartoon Network. And of course, it was airing on Cartoon Network. They were going to, it was going to be the big fall release. So I'm doing the Scooby, but I kept doing the Shaggy in the background, and the guy, they're laughing. They go, who the hell is doing the Shaggy? That's like dead on. I go, man, well, that's me. And I'm hearing them laugh, going, do that again. And when I'm doing, they're laughing. And the guy goes, dude, I wish we'd known that. He said, we just wrapped up, another artist doing Shaggy. And he goes, dude, we would have had you do the Shaggy lines. And so I was like, I'll just redo them for free if you want. So this was a promo to promote Zombie Island coming on Cartoon Network. So I looked out the door to my producer and I said, all right, so he goes, we're faxing over the lines right now. So I went in and I did all the lines for Shaggy, for Zombie Island on this promo. Billy West, who's a dear friend of mine, did a great job as Shaggy in Zombie Island, but I did the promo work for it. And so I get a call from Colette Sunderman, and she says, hey, pack your bags, we're gonna do Witch's Ghost. And I said, well, who are you gonna do? She says, well, we'll probably use the same cast. I said, well, you know I'm doing Shaggy now for Cartoon Network. She goes, you are? And I go, yeah. She goes, can you send that out to me like pronto? So I overnighted her my deal. She went and played it for Davis Doy, the producer, and he goes, well, that's Casey Kasem. She goes, no, that's Scott. And he said, tell Scott he'll be doing 2 voices for Witch's Ghost.
Good.
And I took over all the talking toys, the video games, the Super Bowl ads, everything. Like, Scoob. Yeah. So, I mean, it paid off. So, here we are.
Love it. That is amazing. Thank you for being able to carry that iconic voice, something that's so dear to us, and be able to have it live on through you, who have done it absolute justice.
I would just like to say, my name is Droopy Dog, and I'm so mad I can scream, and I will too. See? Did you hear that?
Anyway.
I love it.
This guy's got a question, yeah.
Let's go ahead and start questions. Here, give me your name and your question.
Hi, my name is Josh, and my question is, what was your favorite Scooby-Doo movie to work on in your career?
Well, I mean, Zombie Island's the holy grail, sitting next to, Billy West and all these people, just iconic. I have to tell you a funny story. I got out there to do Zombie Island, and it's break time, we're having lunch, and I'm the new kid on the town, I walk in there to the buffet, and I'm getting food, and I look at this guy next to me, and he goes, so, you're the new Scooby-Doo, huh? I said, I am. He said, do you do any other voices? And I was like, not officially. But, I do a kick-ass Winnie the Pooh. And he goes, really? Let me hear it. So, I go on to doing the Winnie the Pooh voice. Oh, Bob. I'm a little hoarse now, so I can't do it. But anyway, so I did it. And he goes, wow, that's pretty good. I wouldn't let the guy know that does that voice. He says, it might piss him off. I said, I know, right? So I go back and I sit down. Frank Welker sitting next to me. I said, Frank, who's the guy up there do that running up there? And he goes, oh, that's Jim Cummings, voice of Winnie the Pooh.
Jim Cummings, yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna go sit in the John and think this over. So I literally got up, went down through the hall, and sat in the John, thinking how I'm gonna get out of that one. So I'm thinking, okay, you got this. I got it. So I walked back out. Jim was back up there getting dessert. I walked up and I got some dessert. I said, hey, Jim, that's pretty funny though with the Winnie the Pooh, wasn't it? And he goes, oh, I thought it was hilarious. I said, okay. So I go sit down. Frank's still sitting here. Jim Cummings sitting here. Frank goes, hey, Jim, you met Scott? And he goes, oh, yeah, we met up there. He didn't know who I was. And he goes, yeah, he didn't know you did Scooby or Winnie the Pooh. And I'm like, thanks, Frank. So every time I run into Jim, he goes, the voice of Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, I'm like, thanks, Jim. Yeah. So anyway, but it's it's Zombie Island. It's everything. Adrian Barbeau, the whole thing. Mark Hamill. I looked at Mark in there when we were doing that. I said, Mark, I got to tell you, I just never really got Star Wars. And he goes, and the room just went. That's exactly what happened.
That was a plan.
That's exactly what happened. Somebody passed gas. No, but anyway, it's okay, Scoop. But anyway, so Mark looked at me and he said, he said, Scott, I never got it either, and of course then everybody laughed and it was all okay, but everybody always used to say through the years ago, this is the guy, Scott, he's the one that told Mark Hamill that he didn't get Star Wars. I'm like, thanks, Frank. Anyway.
Thank you for your question.
Next question, please.
Your name and your question.
Yeah, just pass the mic back when you get done.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, I'm Georgiana, and I was wondering if you had any tips for people who want to get into voice acting.
So here, go ahead.
Oh yeah, because I recently landed a role with Fandom over on TikTok. It's not a paid position, but
So here's what I tell people that ask me that all the time. First of all, it's a hard business, so unless you're willing to be heard no a million times, don't do it. But I say this: when I was a kid, if we'd had TikTok, Facebook, all this stuff, Instagram, I'd be a multi-trillionaire. Okay, dude, I was standing in my grandmother's house singing to Cars, Elvis Presley songs on a crate with an extension cord all the way up to the house with a little microphone and a little PA. So. Record everything you do. Don't be afraid to do it in front of people. Put it up on Facebook. Say inbox message me if you want. I'll work for free. I'll do free spots for you if you need this voice, any voice, blah, 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 call me. And then just keep doing it. Here's a great way to control your own destiny. Become an influencer in social media. I got a bunch of my buddies that have 6 million followers because they do puppets, they do funny stuff, they put lipstick on, and they act stupid, okay? Now they get invited to all the cons, they get their own booth, people are listening to them, movies are putting them in their movies because they're like, God, this kid's got 6 million followers. You know how many people, if we told them all to buy this movie, we'd be in the, So there you go, become an influencer is what I tell people. Try to get as many followers as you can because that's going to enhance your quality, your potential to pick up other people to, and listen to you. So
Thank you so much and good luck.
always practice when you're driving down the road. You don't know how many times I'm driving down the road and I'm going, in a world where Scott is trying to navigate traffic, one guy, one dummy is parked in front of him. Lady, you can go. Yeah, back at you, So always do that, because it's just, that's how I do it in the shower. My wife goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing my Frank Sinatra. Yeah, you need to work on that a little bit more. I'm like, thanks, honey, appreciate it. She goes, I'm just keeping it real,
I like how sobering she is. She's very grounded.
Well, I walk around the house now and I'm going, I gotta tell you, it's a big deal. I gotta tell you, the Corpus Christi Comic Con, I gotta tell you, So I'm working on that right now. She's so sick of hearing me do, Trump, Hey, honey, I gotta tell you, got 20 minutes later tonight, I gotta tell you, I gotta tell you. So anyway, that's it.
Go ahead, your question, and your name and your question.
My name is Ramon, and my question is, if Shaggy had any superpower, what would it be?
If Shaggy had a superpower, what would it be? I'll tell you exactly what it would be. Like, welcome to McDonald's, can I take your order, please?
Yeah, I would like a number 7 and number 9.
Yeah. It would be working somewhere where there's food, that's for sure. You know what I mean? We don't need a cape for that, buddy.
I feel like he would materialize his own food.
I see Shaggy, though, if he were in a super costume, I think that he would be dressed up in something that looks like Superman. And Scooby, too. Scooby's S would stand for Scooby, and the other S would stand for Shaggy. Yeah, the two S's, here they come. The dynamic duo.
Thank you for your question. Oh, I see a little Kermit.
I know, I just saw that. I wish I'd known she had that. Oh, why are there so many?
That was my favorite. That was awesome. Your name and your question.
Hello, I'm Hendrik, and I was wondering, this is my go-to question for like a lot of like celebrities. What would Shaggy and Scooby-Doo's favorite ice cream flavor be?
What ice cream flavor?
Ice cream flavor, yeah.
Well, it would probably be Rocky Road. Yeah.
There you go.
I agree.
Hey, you guys! Rocky Road? Baby Road? Ma! You've been bad! Sloth love junk! I did that voice for a product coming out later this year, so I'm excited about that.
Thank you for your question. Mm-hmm. Name and question. I like your outfit.
I'm Ash, and as any character, what would you say is your favorite line?
I say that again? Character favorite line?
Yeah.
Listen, the most iconic line you have to say for me when I go into a room and I want everybody's attention and I have a microphone, Scooby-Doo! Where are you? Over here! So that's the line. That's the line that bought my house. So
incredible. Is there any other questions? We got one more? All right, thank you so much for your question. And I do love your outfit, you have a lot of cute stuff. So your name and your question.
My name is Lauren, and like, what's one of your like favorite moments when you're like filming kind of like thing? Like
Favorite moments?
Yeah, like one of your famous.
Well, I mean, anytime you're in LA and you're sitting down and you realize, you know, you're sitting next to greatness. I mean, you know, again, Frank Welker, Billy West, Adrian Barbeau, Mark Hamill, any of these people. But I'll tell you what was one of the funnest. I sat in on the session when they recorded all the Hex Girl stuff. You know, I'm a Hex Girl, Jennifer Hale and Jane Whelan from the Go-Go's. You know, here I have been playing like Jane Whelan, I've been playing the Go-Go stuff all my, you know, early 80s and stuff and mid 80s. And I'm sitting there, you know, I'm in radio, so I'm sitting next to Jane Whelan, who's a Go-Go, you know, and she's also one of the Hex Girls. So I've had so many, what I call magical moments in my life that my son told me once, he said, you know, Dad, he goes, I gotta be honest with you. He goes, if you didn't have proof that you did these funny things have happened to you, dude, they would think you're lying. I mean, you'd be the biggest crock. I mean, I had lunch with Conway Twitty the day he died. I was in Springfield, Missouri. I was working with the Osmonds and stuff, but I was writing songs back then. And I pitched, you know, Conway a song, and he goes, man, I'd love to live with this a little bit as I'm driving back to Nashville. I said, yeah. So I came back to Springfield, and he died outside in Nixon of an aneurysm, you know, stomach aneurysm. So, you know, and that happened. I've been at the right place at the right time and so many things. You know, in my life, I've had 3 bucket lists that I tell people that I set out as a young kid. One, when I was 7 years old, I used to watch the CMA Awards with my parents, the Country Music Association, and I said, one of these days I'm going to win one of those awards, Dad, because they just look great. And he goes, well, yeah, Dad, you probably will. Just keep, you know. And then another was I wanted to be the voice of Scooby-Doo. I knew at a young age that there were actors doing the voices in those cartoons, so I wanted to do that because I was doing cartoon voices. So I said, I'm going to be the voice of Scooby-Doo. And growing up, my favorite country singer, my favorite singer of all time was Kenny Rogers.
Love.
And I used to go, lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you. Used to love how you do that. And so I became a big Kenny Rogers fan. I said, one of these days I'm going to write a hit song for Kenny Rogers. In 1997, I stood on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry in a tux cummerbund that Warner Brothers had logoed with the Scooby-Doo on it. And I accepted the CMA Award for Air Personality of the Year. The next night, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island went on sale nationwide as me as the voice of Scooby. And 3 years later, I wrote Handprints on the Wall for Kenny Rogers, his last charting song. So, drop mic, boom, you can be anything you want to be in your life. All you have to do is put your foot in the door. That's what I tell him.
Can I add something to that? Do you know that he donated 100% of the proceeds from his songwriting credit to St. Jude's Children's Hospital? So that was really cool. So that just also shows how philanthropic you are also, Scott.
We do that, and we're very privileged to have raised money to build 2 handicap baseball parks for the Miracle League. I'm currently on house number 6 for Recycling Grace Women's Center in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. My mother died in Attic, my sister died in Attic, so I raise money every year to build homes for women with addiction. And it's what we do. We give 80% of all the money in our booth that we go across the country and do back to kids in wheelchairs and stuff like that. So the Lord has blessed me, and I believe in giving it back. And so I'm living my dream, and I'm going to help other people live their dreams too. So.
That's awesome, Scott. We're actually running out of time. Does she have a question, or is it you that has a question? Well, I can't say no to one more question.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Let's do one more question. What's your name, and what's your question?
Kiara,
Hi, Kiara. What's your question?
what is Scooby-Doo's and Shaggy's favorite monster?
Creeper!
What is it?
Creeper!
Yikes! Jeepers, it's the creeper! Whoa, blood baggy. Like, I'm out of here. Yeah.
Very nice. Great question. All right, guys. Y'all give it up for Scott and his. Hey, make sure if you have not stopped by his booth. It looks like a carnival. It's amazing. Go check him out. Go get an autograph. If you have any more questions, he'll be there today.
Yeah, we're here, and I'll tell you, we're going to be packing up here in a little bit. It takes me 4 hours to start tearing down. Anybody that comes in there and gets a picture or whatever today, we're going to, an autograph, we are going to give you a free selfie today. We're going to throw in the selfies for free.
All right.
So come see me at my booth, and I appreciate everybody coming out here. I'll close by saying this. We're all in a crazy world here. Everything that you say in your life, you got to will it into your life. Facebook is nothing but a cesspool of negativity, okay? What you put in is what you're going to get out of it, okay? Don't take life too serious. Always laugh. Make somebody smile. When you wake up in the morning, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself. Because the bottom line is this. If you don't love yourself, how can somebody else love you too, okay? It's okay. I look at myself in the mirror every day and I go, wow, you're a dog, you know? But I look at myself and I say, I have really been blessed as a kid from Poplar Bluff, Missouri, and I have gone on to do what I do. My chapter's still not over. I don't know what's going to happen. Life has a lot of funny things it throws at you, but you get what you give, right? And I'll close by saying this. A very wise man once told me, and I believe it, two things. Mel Blanc, the voice of Bugs Bunny and a million others, once told me it's better to take a job for less money and be happy than it is to take a job for more money and not be happy, okay? And Casey Kasem used to always say, and I said it earlier, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Y'all give it up for Scott Enos, y'all. Y'all go visit him at his booth. And very impressive.
We expect to see everybody at the booth in 10 minutes.